Storm Prediction Center further increased the tornado risk to a whopping 45% chance.
God damn! You damn, they got a coin flip now. Hey, we gonna have a tornado? Or we gonna have a big ass tornado today? Let's find out. Do I got a quarter? Ooh, I got a quarter. We gonna have a tornado today? Yep. The fuck? YouTube, we back again with another video. It's your boy, the one, Jay Osh. Welcome back to the show. Back to back videos. Yes. Another one. Another tornado video. Oh, real quick. Again, at 180 subscribers. As of right now, I'm making this video. On the way to 200. On the way to 500. Once we get to that 500, we looking to hit that thou out, and we off to the races. Y'all know how he is. Appreciate you for being along with your boy on this journey. We gonna get there. You wanna know why? Cause I believe in y'all, and y'all believe in me. That's why you watch. And then hopefully I entertain y'all. But look, another tornado video. Like I said, your boy done turned into the weatherman. Might as well call me the rain man. I don't know. But another high risk Chris video. We give Chris all the, the credit in the world. We just react to the videos. Hackleburg, the unsurvivable tornado. Great. Great. Fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate you. Yay. But, hey look. We're going to get right into this video. Your boy's going to make some videos in a row real quick. For all my 2K heads, all my guys that like to play 2K, even the ladies, if you like to play 2K, I got a video coming for them. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about 26 coming out, but we also going to talk about 25. Yeah, I got some stuff to get off my chest about 25. But hey, look, let's get to this video, man.
Imagine living in a small town, and then you hear your neighbors
off rip. Terrified. I don't even know if this has anything to do with the tornado. I just know I don't want no parts of this darkness. At all.
yelling. You go outside, and there's a dark cloud coming right towards you. Instincts kick in, and you rush to the nearest storm shelter. Inside, you begin to hear a rumble that gets louder and louder, and then the unthinkable happens. The shelter's roof is torn away. You did everything right, but it still wasn't enough.
Yo. What? This shit blew a storm shelter roof? It took the door off? GG's. Are we gonna see it? Because they was recording video while they was in the storm shelter. We gonna see that? I don't want to see that.
Those caught in the path. This was truly an unsurvivable
Look at this shit! Yo! Hey, man. Hey, man. I don't know where the fuck Hackleburg is. Again, your boy ain't no geographer. I'm assuming we're gonna get told where it's at. Hey, man. Look at this shit. Should look like El Reno out here. What is this?
The story of this monster began the day prior.
Oh, great. Oh, great. It's another 2011 tornado. We know how great that year was.
The 26th, when forecasters at the Storm Prediction Center were aware of a dangerous pattern aligning in the southeast. Extreme shear would overlap an area of unstable air. A rare high risk was issued over Alabama and the surroundings.
No! Well, I ain't never heard no Hackleburg in Georgia, so they ain't had nothing to do with us. Probably in Bama. Hackleburg sound like something else in Bama.
States. Later that night, storms swept over the region, producing over 100 tornadoes and a large swath of severe winds.
Yeah, we know about
never
2011 outbreak.
Violent tornadoes. It did, however, knock out most telecommunications in the area, which would have huge implications later in the day. Over the next few hours, the atmosphere rapidly recovered as winds from the south transported warm, unstable air from the Gulf of Mexico. And in response to these worsening conditions, the Storm Prediction Center further increased the tornado risk to a whopping 45% chance.
God damn! You damn, they got a coin flip now. Hey, we gonna have a tornado? Or we gonna have a big ass tornado today? Let's find out. Do I got a quarter? Ooh. I got a quarter. We gonna have a tornado today? Yep. The fuck?
Of tornadoes over Alabama. And to make matters worse, another storm system in northern Alabama left an outflow boundary that supercharged the tornado ingredients.
Your boy didn't
By
catch
2 p.m., storms had already initiated across the region, and numerous strong tornadoes had formed. In Mississippi, the very first EF5 of the day touched down near the town of Philadelphia, and in central Alabama, a tornado was plowing right through the heart of Coleman. But soon after, storms began to pop on the Alabama-Mississippi border along that dangerous boundary, and within minutes, a tornado formed.
I don't think we have ever... This has to be, like... I'm pretty sure they said in one of our videos, but this 2011 outbreak had to be the worst outbreak in fucking history. Or maybe there was one before we were fucking born. I don't know. But there's no... This outbreak was insane. Especially for Dixie Alley. Insane. Not even the amount of tornadoes that was popping up. The amount of fucking strong tornadoes that were popping up. I don't know how the hell they didn't pop more in my state. Or more in my city. I'm blessed. This shit is insane.
West of Hamilton, Alabama. East, and right on the Mississippi-Alabama border, a group of new updrafts form right along that boundary. Soon after, the southern updraft took over, and a large hook formed on
there goes Hackleburg.
Jason Jarrett saw the rapid rotation in the clouds. He captured these 3 photos of the storm's wall cloud as the storm moved northeast away from him. At the same time, the National Weather Service issues a tornado warning for the storm, and minutes later, a tornado touches down west of Hamilton, Alabama.
Oh, man.
While the tornado races northeast, Lily Hartley is on her way to church. She notices something on the horizon and pulls over to get a view.
Thank God, Lily. I thought she was about to drive right into this shit. Thank the Lord, man. Dude, I thought she was screwed. She was driving way too fast.
What she records is shocking. A tornado is moving right through her hometown. Lily is the first person to capture video of the tornado, although she is certainly not the last, as the tornado is rapidly gaining strength. After passing Lily, the tornado begins traveling along Highway 43, the busiest road in the area that goes straight into the town of Hackleburg. Kayla Stidham snaps this photo of the tornado. In a short amount of time, the tornado has grown into a wedge and is now producing EF4 damage. Almost immediately after, the tornado intensifies even further and inflicts EF5 damage for the first time.
Here we go.
Abigail Roblero and 7 others watch the dark cloud from their back porch as lightning strikes in front of them.
What a image. What a picture. The timing. The timing to catch the lightning? Yo, you was meant to take that picture. The timing. You taking a picture of the tornado and you catch that too? Man.
They spot the silhouette of the tornado looming over the tree line. They rush to shelter in the basement with less than a minute to spare before the tornado...
I think that's a big problem. I'm not going to pause too much, y'all. I think that's a big problem in Dixie Alley, though. Over around here, like around the southeast, we have so much trees. We have so much shit blocking vision. As opposed to the Midwest, or like, I mean, I'm sure y'all got trees too. I'm not saying you don't. But like, there's so much land, open land for y'all. We don't have open land like that over here. And there's parts, southern parts of Georgia, like probably southern parts of there's places where there's open land, but like y'all have a lot of open land. Even in your city ain't too much shit obstructing vision. We got so much shit obstructing vision. On top of that, everything damn near gonna be rain wrapped over here. Rain wrapped. Likes to happen at night. We get that shit into the stick if it happens over here, bro. Cause you probably could barely see it coming.
Overtakes her home. At first, everything is quiet, but then it's as if an explosion occurs. The entire house is thrown into the air and disappears, leaving all 8 buried in debris. By some miracle, everyone survives. 1 mile.
I don't know how. We're not gonna ask questions. Shout out to the big man above. Won't he do it?
To the west, Ronald Elrod captures 2 photos of the monster as it's bearing down on Abigail. At the same,
they lived through that. Fucking house lofted. They buried in debris, and they're all alive.
Same time, Keith Banks is chasing the tornado,
I don't know who else it could
paralleling
be.
the path as it races towards Hackleburg. He records and is left completely speechless because of what he was witnessing. He records and is left completely speechless.
You better stop at some point, bro. You gonna run right into it. That shit's scary.
While Keith drives towards town, Tabitha Harper and her fiance, Christopher Dunn, are seconds away from impact. Tabitha makes it to an underground shelter in time, but Christopher was in the house, gathering things for protection. Sadly, Christopher doesn't make it to safety in time and is killed, along with their 9-month-old dog that is thrown over 1 mile. Patrick Kelly,
Fuck, man. Fuck them supplies, dude. Man. Even the dog. The puppy. Fuck them supplies, dude. You just need to make it for that shit goes, man.
Photographs the monster entering the
heart
buy
supplies
of Hackleburg.
Later, dude.
Resident Tommy Quinn runs to take shelter underground with his dad and brother. Quinn's dad clenches onto the shelter door with all his strength to protect his sons. As the winds intensify, the steel roof of the shelter is bent outwards. Tommy recounted that the tornado sounded like a low organ note. After the tornado passes, Tommy and his father run over to the cries next door from the swept slab of the Emmanuel Baptist Church. They begin digging up debris, trapping the church's pastor, his wife, and their several children. Miraculously, everyone here survives.
Man of the Lord.
The tornado is now moving into the most densely populated part of town. Cars are thrown more than 200 yards, and in one home, the foundation slab is cracked as the home is forcibly ejected from the concrete pad. At another home, William Luttrell and his grandson are sucked through their living room window, sustaining gruesome injuries, but thankfully surviving. However, most—
Yo! Hey! For a tornado that's unsurvivable, there's a lot of surviving. I ain't complaining. The title a little deceiving, but I ain't complaining. These fools got sucked through the fucking window and lived? How? Hackleburg must be a very they're a very religious town. It has to be.
People in this area are not as fortunate. According to the town's chief of police, finding the death toll took nearly a week because everything in town was reduced to shreds.
Never mind.
Ultimately, it was determined that 14 residents died on these 2 blocks. East of the denser neighborhoods in Hackleburg, the tornado impacts a multi-building complex, and one of the large 2-story apartment buildings is swept away. However, the largest structure—
You know, oh no, wait, I'm gonna let him finish.
Large 2-story apartment buildings is swept away. However, the largest structure impacted in Hackleburg is the Wrangler gene plant, which sustains a direct hit from the core of the tornado. Genes from the plant are swept up by the tornado and are found over 40 miles away. Of the 13 people on site, 1 employee is—
40 miles? Them jeans got thrown 40 miles. Them heavy ass jeans.
Killed after death.
And they still had a person die. I was just about to say, if a plant's gonna get hit, do we care about Wranglers that much? The only sad part about that is people losing their jobs due to a fucking storm. But 14 people's hurt and 1 died. Never mind. That's tough.
Devastating Hackleburg, the tornado continues by mowing down the dense forest while moving at a blistering pace of 52 miles per hour. Despite moving through rural Alabama at this point, local Beretta Saint is just east of the tornado and records as the beast passes by.
Look at that shit.
In Beretta's video, you can see how the tornado had grown into a massive behemoth and looked nothing like the stereotypical tornado we picture in our mind. This tornado was truly hell on Earth.
It was a monster.
The tornado is sustaining its immense EF5 strength and is now approaching the town of Phil Campbell.
Damn, it look like you're about to hit the whole city.
Phil Campbell 3 to 911. I got rotation coming through Phil Campbell right now.
The first block in Phil Campbell struck are the homes on Woodard Drive. Nearly every home here is leveled in EF5 fashion. The tornado now moves along Highway 237, which leads to downtown Phil Campbell. The winds of the tornado are so strong, a storm cellar has its roof torn off, but it's unknown if anyone was sheltering here at the time. Just down the road.
If it's unknown, if they were, you wouldn't have known, I guess, because it would have took them out. What? This shit was blowing off storm shelter roofs. Crazy.
Several framed homes are reduced to bare foundations. The tornado clips Stall Club Circle, and a well-built home is swept away. More homes are completely destroyed as the tornado ravages through town. James Keller Jr. and his wife are frantically driving home to get to their storm shelter, but right as they pull into their driveway, their car is lifted off the ground and launched into a tree, killing James. All their neighbors' homes are destroyed, each being associated to a tree, but right as they pull into Keller Jr. and his wife are frantically driving home to get to their storm shelter, but right as they pull into their driveway, their car is lifted off the ground and launched into a tree, killing James. All their neighbors' homes are destroyed, each being associated with fatalities. Patricia and Donnie Gentry, Edna Nix, James Kelly Jr., and Martha Pace all died on this block. Here winds were so violent, a 25-section foot of asphalt was torn from the road. As the tornado moves into the eastern side of Phil Campbell, resident Tommy Sanders is watching the tornado move towards him from outside his home, getting bigger and bigger. He takes a photo as the tornado tears through the center of Phil Campbell before racing inside for shelter. 30 seconds later, the core of the tornado overtakes him. Sanders is left in a critical state when he's found buried in rubble. Miraculously, he survives, but his neighbors are not so lucky, with Jack Tenev and Dagmar Layden being killed next door, as well as another woman to his south. On the block over, the tornado takes the lives of 10-year-old Ricky Knox and Jerry and Carol Weller. In total, 21 people were killed in Phil Campbell, and the tornado was still maintaining its strength.
So is this the Hackleburg Tornado or the Phil Campbell Tornado? What in the hell?
McKinney, who's working at the time, captures the tornado as it leaves Phil Campbell.
That's huge.
The massive tornado quickly moves along the horizon and is soon out of view.
If it swings around, we're done.
The tornado enters the community of Oak Grove. While this area is more sparsely populated, every building it hits is destroyed. A large brick building is swept off its foundation, killing 2. Another home is destroyed, where a Corvette is tossed over 200 yards. Oak Grove resident Rod Smith is totally unaware of the oncoming tornado. He senses something is wrong and goes outside to watch from his front porch. Everything is eerily calm, but then he sees mist begin to spiral upwards into the sky, and suddenly a black wall appears, plunging him into darkness. Instincts kick in, and he rushes to a storm cellar, barely securing the door as the tornado's pressure begins to pull. Inside the shelter, the pressure drop is so extreme, he could feel his stomach being pulled from within. Many stories similar to this are reported along the tornado's path. In one storm cellar, the sudden and drastic pressure drop ruptured a root canal, and in another case, someone reported having their tear ducts ripped. This is all that was left of Rod Smith's home. Around the same area, a local records the tornado as it passes through Oak Grove. This video shows just how dark and menacing it was to be out in front of this tornado, a sight very few people will ever experience, and something you never want to see.
Hell no.
Up to this point, the tornado has continuously grown in size.
This shit's still going!
It is now a staggering 1 mile wide, destroying everything in its path like a giant bulldozer sweeping across the Alabama landscape. The tornado then tracks into the community of Mount Hope. Resident Gary Dobbs is a weatherman for Huntsville and spent 4:30 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon giving live coverage to the region for the morning storms, but he went back home for some rest. Dobbs, well aware of the storm heading his way, went outside to report the location of the tornado back to his station.
Right now on the phone is meteorologist Gary Dobbs. Gary, tell us what you're seeing.
I see the rotation now. Wait a minute, I'm getting a good look at the edge. Oh, now I'm hearing the roar. Hang on a minute. I see a definite debris area. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's coming straight this direction. If I had to judge what this is, it looks like an F4, and I am going to have to go inside. I don't know if you can hear the wind picking up. It is picked up, and it is. Well, I got to go inside. Okay.
Gary Dobbs heading into a storm shelter.
Gary drops his phone. The tornado is on top of him. He dives into a closet as his entire house disappears around him and is thrown into his backyard, where he's pelted by debris, sustaining major injuries. Miraculously, the tornado passes before he's killed. Despite his injuries, he uses a 2x4 plank to pry open his storm shelter where others are trapped inside. Gary's home was gone, and the neighboring steakhouse was so violently destroyed that large pieces of concrete foundation had been pulled from the ground.
Wow.
The tornado marches onwards, killing livestock and destroying homes, now moving towards Highway 24. At one farm north of the highway, a family and their neighbors seek shelter in their storm cellar.
Yo. Yo.
They film, waiting, not knowing what was going to happen.
This is crazy.
The storm shelter takes a direct hit from the core of the tornado. Fortunately, everyone inside survives without any injuries. When they go outside, they see an unrecognizable scene. Their entire farmstead was turned to rubble, and wood beams were thrown so violently they had penetrated deeply into the ground.
Damn!
The tornado races onwards towards Langtown. Here,
wait! Look at that! Look at that! No! Look at that! Yo! Insane!
So violently, they had penetrated deeply into the ground. The tornado races onwards towards Langtown. Here, the Mays grocery store is struck, killing owner Lyndon Mays and relative Mary Mays. By now, the tornado has been on the ground for over 50 miles.
I'm telling you!
Damage at the ground is more sporadic and weak. A common behavior when tornadoes are in their weakening state is that they turn to the left right before they vanish. A left turn at this point is a worst case scenario because that puts the storm's trajectory right into the Browns Ferry nuclear power plant, which just so happens to have the lowest safety marks of any nuclear reactor in the country.
Oh my god.
But this tornado is unlike most tornadoes. After briefly weakening, it re-intensifies.
Oh my god.
It had been on, now moving towards another target, the Nucor steel plant on Wheeler Lake. It directly impacts the industrial area, although the strongest winds of the tornado thread the needle between two warehouses, with only one building having most of its roof removed. After crossing Wheeler Lake, the tornado makes landfall on the eastern bank in Limestone County. Now on land, the tornado returns to terrorizing towns, moving through the community of Tanner. Tanner is no stranger to violent tornadoes. It was hit by 2 F5s during the 1970s.
Tanner, y'all just some unlucky motherfuckers. Y'all just unlucky.
1974 super outbreak, making it the only town hit by 3 F during the 1974 super outbreak, making it the only town hit by 3 F or EF5 tornadoes. Creepily, Tanner's elevation also happens to be 666, the number of the beast. After cutting through the south side of town, the tornado approaches the intersection of Interstate 65 and Highway 24, where storm chaser Charles Robertson is recording the tornado as it tracks directly towards him.
Buddy, please tell me he got out. Please tell me he got away.
We have no time to go back.
He has to have gotten out.
We have to go north.
Eventually, Charles realizes he is directly in the path and escapes to the north just before the tornado overtakes his location. Not everyone here manages to escape in time, as several semi-trucks are overturned when the tornado crosses the interstate. At the same time, a resident to the east is recording the tornado from their front porch. They capture the rain-wrapped monster as it moves through the south side of Athens. Even though you can't see the detailed tornado, you can still see the left edge. A beast is lurking in the rain. It's around this time that Channel 48 News is focusing on the tornado. They observe the storm drawing closer from their live stream camera. Initially, you can only see a thick wall of rain, but within seconds, the tornado reveals itself.
So we have a large wedge tornado on our alpha camera moving directly towards the camera.
Eventually, power is lost, cutting the live stream, but the radar keeps scanning. The last radar scan shows the circulation right at the center of the image as it's being destroyed by the tornado. Even though it's only mid-afternoon, the storm is turning day into night. A prison guard videoing from the Limestone Correctional Facility captures how dark the sky gets and how close you need to be before you can actually see the tornado.
There it goes. It's right there! The tornado is right there!
The tornado passes 100 yards south of the facility, sparing everyone on site. The tornado then moves into the town of Harvest, Alabama, where the Ricks family records the tornado. The tornado was clearly much smaller than it was earlier in its life, but that doesn't mean it's weak. Countless homes near Harvest are struck at EF4 intensity, including the Anderson Hills subdivision. But by the time the circulation crosses Alabama 53, it's finally weakening for good. At 4:50 in the afternoon, the tornado dissipates just east of Harvest, Alabama. Even though this monster had lifted, the rest of Alabama was still enduring an onslaught of strong tornadoes.
Look how long it was, though!
The Tuscaloosa tornado formed, which would go on to be one of the most...
We didn't watch that one.
...prolific tornadoes of the day. And on top of that, another EF5 that impacted the town of Rainsville had yet to form. April 27th set the record for the most tornadoes in one day. 223 tornadoes touched...
One day? Bruh.
Down between 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. But if we compare the Hackleburg tornado to every other tornado, Hackleburg was the most dominant as the longest track and widest EF5 of the day. It was also the deadliest tornado in Alabama state history, killing
I wasn't even keeping count. God damn! 71?
71. Despite not hitting any large cities, the Hackleburg tornado left a scar that can be clearly seen on satellite imagery, showing how long and intense this tornado truly was. If you ever see something like this coming towards you, your only chance of survival is to get underground, and even then, survival is not guaranteed.
Man. You seen the Tuscaloosa one? Bruh. 70. But that path, that tornado would not die. It just kept going and going. I thought I was going to get to another state the way it was going. Man. 223 tornadoes in one day. Look, oh man, I hope y'all like this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe to your boy. Appreciate you being on the ground with your boy. Hope everybody has a good day. I hope y'all ain't got to deal with 223 tornadoes in one day ever again. Lord. Yeah, it's your boy J.O.Sh. And I'm out. Hee!